Hey there, this is Marc Ebinger, founder and CEO of Crukus Virtual Staffing. So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of our client interview process as well as our hiring process, all the way up to the point where your virtual assistant will join your team. There is a questionnaire here. There's a link to it, or it'll be right here on the side of your screen. So if you'd like to get a head start on this whole process, you can fill it out, and then my team will be able to get started with getting ready for the interview that you're going to have with either myself or somebody on my team. Some of the things that we're going to need from you when we're talking to you about what you're looking for in a virtual assistant is going to be some of the tasks, of course, that you would like your virtual assistant to do. Some folks may be a little bit unsure about what tasks that the virtual assistant can do. There's a link to download a PDF right around on this page somewhere for you to take a look at what we recommend. Number two is the experience level that you want them to have. So you can be entry level, mid-level, advanced, or expert level. Of course, those kind of things are going to affect the pricing of the virtual assistant that you're going to be hiring. Okay. Number three is going to be the education level. This may not really matter to you so much because the people we're going to be hiring they're going to be experienced, they're going to be tech savvy enough to be able to do the job that you need to have done, and their education level is going to be enough to be able to fulfill the tasks. However, if you have a specific need that you want to have somebody with an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a doctorate of some kind, then just let us know. Next is their English skills. So if this is going to be a virtual assistant that is front-facing, client-facing, you may want to have them with very little accent and, of course, a good command of the English grammar. Just let us know what you would like in that respect. By the time you tell us what kind of tasks they're going to be doing, we're going to have a pretty good idea of what that's going to be, but you can still let us know. Next is the number of hours that they're going to be working. This is super important because it can affect pricing as well. We allow entrepreneurs and business owners to get in and hire for as little as 10 hours a week. We give you that flexibility. Not a whole lot of staffing companies do that, but we do that because we really value entrepreneurs and business owners, and we understand that sometimes they just need a few things done to get started. So let me give you a quick overview of our hiring process. It is really put together in a way that makes it easy for you, the client. My team is super good at doing all of the sourcing, all the heavy lifting, and we want to deliver to you just what you need in order to make decisions along this hiring process. So we'll go through that. So number one is, of course, through the conversation that you'll have with me or somebody on my team, we're going to create a proposal. Now you can also fill out, the form to help us get started, but we still want to have a conversation to finalize that as well. But we can have some initial numbers that we can have a chat about when we have our meeting. So we want to create a proposal for you based on your criteria. If you like what you see in the proposal, then you'll pay the hiring fee. We've learned not to do any work for free. Sometimes people aren't as serious maybe as they think they are. So we charge a nominal fee for you to get started. That is called our hiring fee. Okay. Once you pay the hiring fee, we'll send you a link to join us on Slack. Slack is a communication platform, super easy to use. We'll cover the fee on that. And this is where all the communication around your hire will take place. So once you're in Slack, my team will send you an engagement letter, which is the official verbiage of everything that's going to be put out there into the internet to find your person. It's also got some legal language so that you understand exactly what's going on. So you'll get a chance to sign that digitally, and then we'll send you a culture test. The culture test will take you about 10 minutes, not that big of a deal. It's more of a word association type quiz, but it really helps us assess how an applicant's values and behaviors are going to align with your organizational values and behaviors. Longevity and a good fit is something we really strive hard for, and a culture test is one way for us to do that. It helps us find people that align with your values. You'll take the test first, and then everybody applying for the job will also take the culture test. This is super important because it does help with the retention, which is really good for you because you don't want to hire somebody and then 2 weeks later, 2 months later, they're dropping off because it's just not a good organizational fit. We want to get ahead of that. This is a great way for us to be able to do that. You'll take that culture test, and then that's part of our screening process that my team will be doing with all the applicants that are going to be applying for the job. And typically, we'll get anywhere from 100 to 500 applicants per job. It just really depends on the type of job being offered and, of course, what's going on in the market out there. That'll kick off the process. The applicants that are coming in will be taking a test bank. They're going to submit their resume. Of course, they're going to take the culture test. They're going to take what's called the DISC assessment, D-I-S-C. That is a personality and behavior assessment. We want to make sure that the applicant is a good fit for the type of work that's going to be done. You wouldn't want to match somebody with a very analytical mind to cold calling or lead generation activities that require a lot of contact with the public, and they're going to get a lot of no's, that kind of stuff. That's not going to be a good fit. And vice versa. You wouldn't want to put somebody who is a high D personality, who really likes that action, and they're out there just getting after it to do data entry work, because they're going to get bored and then they're going to leave you. So DISC assessment, super important. If you don't know what that is, I would recommend that you just Google it, get a quick overview of what it is and how it's valuable in the hiring process. We'll also give some skill tests. We want to make sure that they're competent to do the job. And then, of course, we'll get an audio sample, which is where the applicant is introducing themselves. Listen to the voice sample and figure out, is this the kind of person that has the right tone, style, accent, command of the English language that you would want to have on your team. If they're going to be front facing, we're going to be doing initial screening on that too. So we're not going to waste your time with people who aren't qualified to be front facing for your business, but you still get the audio sample so that you can make that final decision. All of that is just the first phase of our hiring. Now, if you like what you see, then you can move them on to the next phase of the hiring. So you just give a thumbs up in Slack, and then that person will go to the second phase. The second phase is an internal interview that my team does with them, all on video. And you'll be able to watch that back, see how you like things. Do they answer the questions well? What's their style, their demeanor, their attitude? All that stuff, super important. The ones that you like, you feel like that they're a good fit, then you would move to the third phase. So this is an ongoing process. So my team's continually sourcing for you. You're not going to be like stuck with 2 or 3 candidates or 6 candidates or anything like that. This is an ongoing process. Our goal is to find you the very best fit for your organization. Anybody that you like on the internal interview is going to go to the final interview, which my team will set up. They'll organize 1, 2, or 3 applicants that will go back to back. We'll set up a Zoom meeting. My team will be there to help facilitate, do the introductions, and then you'll be able to ask questions of each of these candidates. And I can tell you that based on the hundreds of applicants and hundreds of positions that we filled, high percentage within the first 3 applicants that you're talking to, you're going to be able to find someone who's going to be a great fit for your organization. It's not a promise, but statistically speaking, it's pretty accurate. Okay, so when you decide, hey, this is the person that I want, then we'll make the official job offer. We'll have you sign off on it first, saying this is who I want and this is the start date. Then it'll go to the applicant. The applicant will get that job offer. They'll accept it, hopefully, right? They'll accept that job offer, agree to the start date, and then my team will facilitate that first onboarding session where they'll be there, you'll be there, the virtual assistant will be there, and there's a handoff situation. Now, keep in mind that this is your employee that you're going to be working with day in and day out. So it's really good to have a plan for spending time with them, orienting them, getting some training to the tasks that they're going to be doing specifically for your business. That is the relationship building part of this that's super, super important. That's something that you have to do as well as the day-to-day management. We don't do that for you. However, we do provide ongoing human resources support. So this is going to be, if there's a problem that comes up, if the VA is struggling or you're struggling, then we'll be able to assist with that. Let's say the VA is not responding fast enough. They're supposed to respond within 2 to 3 minutes on something, or they're missing phone calls or something like that, or they're not really performing at the job level that you like. My team can get on that quickly for you. You just let my team know. We can have a conversation. So we can act as that first level of advisement, saying, hey, what's going on? This is the expectations. Make sure everybody's clear on that, but we can do that for you, be the bad guy for you, or be that support that you need. Also, if the VA is struggling somewhere, they don't feel like they're getting enough training, or they're having some struggle and maybe they're not comfortable speaking with you about it, they'll speak to my team, and that will allow us to figure out what's going on and then communicate that to you so that we can get past whatever the problem is. We also handle, if you want to give them at some point, you can give them benefits. It's up to you. Paid time off is 2-3 months in. Our clients usually start giving them a paid time off, maybe 1 day a month that they can accumulate. We can also do other benefits if you want to, but we also manage timekeeping. So they're clocking in and clocking out on our side. Please don't undermine that system there and allow them to just come and go whenever they want. It's not an ideal situation because it can get real loose real fast. Best if they are clocking in and clocking out. If they don't, then my team knows that, and we can get on it and we can start figuring out what's going on. Is there a power failure? Are they sick? Is there something going on? We'll help run that stuff down for you. Ideally, we want them to communicate with you directly if they have to miss work for some reason, but we're still going to chase that down for you. So timekeeping is something that we do for you. We also handle payroll. So we make sure that they get paid. You'll pay us same day every month. We'll collect that fee in advance. We hold on to it and we verify the working hours, and then we pay out afterwards. We pay out twice a month, mid-month, and at the end of the month. So that's a quick overview of the process. I would encourage you to fill out the form to give us a heads up on what you're looking for, and it will allow us to get in front of that so that when we do meet and we have a discussion, that we're ready for that even more so. We're here to help you decide whether this is a good fit for you. And then also, if you do decide it is, we're here to help you find the perfect VA for your business. I promise you that's our goal. We stand behind everything that we do, and we're super excited to help you get started. That's it for the video. You guys have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you soon.